I do understand somewhat of the outrage of people that are looking at this like, all right, Kendrick said something about you. Why are you making this a hip hop thing? If you just want to talk to Kendrick Lamar, talk to Kendrick Lamar.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. So Andrew Schulz has seemingly responded to Kendrick Lamar's white comedian call-out on his new album, GNX. Last month, Kendrick sent shockwaves through the music industry, releasing his surprise album, GNX. Fans quickly picked up on a lyric in the album's opening track, Worked Out Murals, where K-Dot called out white comedians speaking on black women. Though Kendrick didn't name a specific comedian, Schulz, who got hit earlier this year for his take on the black girlfriend defect, apparently interpreted the lyric as a direct shot. On a recent episode of his podcast, Schulz suggested that Kendrick was hypocritical for calling out white comedians for speaking on black women.
I do understand somewhat of the outrage of people that are looking at this like, all right, Kendrick said something about you. Why are you making this a hip hop thing? If you just want to talk to Kendrick Lamar, talk to Kendrick Lamar. Why are you now trying to devalue hip hop, even if there is some truth in what he's saying? I don't think we needed Schulz to tell us that hip hop has had a misogynistic history.
What?
But why can't it be about Kendrick? Like I laughed when he said, I'll fuck you in a jail cell. I thought it was funny. Mm-hmm. I'll make love to you. I thought it was hilarious. Mm-hmm. But I see why people are upset. What the fuck does Schulz have to say about hip hop when you're talking to Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Lamar is not the face of hip hop, but he's not all hip. He's not all hip hop. What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
No, I think he spoke about things directly associated with Kendrick.
He did, but I think what people are more upset about is not him saying, well, I guess some people are upset that he said he'd fuck Kendrick Lamar. But the overall outrage I've seen is, who is Schulz to criticize hip hop, and what does that even have to do with you and Kendrick Lamar? What?
That's always a slippery, because on one hand, Schulz has obviously supported hip hop.
How has he supported?
Wait, hold on. I don't want to make this like I'm going against Schulz, but I have to give some. Since fucking when has Andrew Schulz given back to hip hop?
Well, you said she giving back. Do you think that Andrew Schulz has ever purchased tickets to hip hop shows? Do you think he's ever purchased hip hop music?
I actually don't think.
All right, man. Y'all, all right, dog.
Y'all
don't think Andrew Schulz has ever been to a hip hop concert in his life?
Cool.
Nobody in here thinks Andrew Schulz has ever been to a hip hop concert.
I don't think. Yeah, of course. No, he's been to 15 50 Cent shows last year. I don't think he paid for the ticket.
I'm not saying. I said supported hip hop.
Okay, supported is paying.
Andrew Schulz has he's spending. Andrew Schulz has a huge platform. Has he not supported artists in hip hop? Has he not spoken positively about artists in hip hop?
Oh yeah, probably.
All right, then. So why are we so now that he's speaking?
That's the line.
No, I'm not saying he's responding to somebody sending what he felt like was a direct shot at him on a record. This did not come out of the blue thin air. He's responding to a shot that somebody sent at him. And that's the problem with people. When you send a shot at somebody, you can't dictate then how they respond to that shot. So that's all I'm saying. I understand why people are mad at Andrew. That face talking about this culture, I get it. But he only responded because he was sent for.
I agree.
So let's keep that in perspective as well.
Was he not rightfully sent for, though?
Whether he was rightfully sent for or not, he was sent for. So he's responding to somebody sending a shot at him.
And I'm telling you, I have no real issue with him making the jokes back to Kendrick. I actually thought it was a hilarious rant. The second part that I'm saying, and what I think most people are outraged about, is who the fuck are you to put hip hop on trial? Who the fuck am I to put hip hop on trial? Like, what are you like? Yes, we all know hip hop has a misogynistic past, but who the fuck are you?
I think
like it has nothing to do with your back and forth with Kendrick Lamar.
I don't think it was more so about him putting hip hop on trial. I think he was directly putting the mirror up to Kendrick saying, look at the hypocrisy that you are speaking of.
And I'm
like, I can't make jokes about black women, but the culture that you're a part of can disrespect, tear down, talk about, degrade, all kind of shit, and you're not speaking to none of that, but you're speaking to a joke that I
think it is fair to say that there has been evidence that hip hop has not supported black women, but as opposed to what? The world? Like, why is hip hop now the niche thing that we have to say is misogynistic?
Nobody's saying that.
The world is misogynistic.
That's a fact, but nobody's.
What does that have to do with your back and forth with Kendrick Lamar? I know he was saying
he was responding.
A white comic can't make jokes about black women, and he's saying, "Yo, but hip hop doesn't." Okay, you're going back and forth with Kendrick Lamar. From what I've seen, I don't know Kendrick Lamar. I don't think he's torn down black women.
No, I don't think so.
So, what does Schulz reply in that?
You picked the wrong rapper
to do with what we're talking about. Like, talk to Kendrick. Has Kendrick been misogynistic? Tell me that. Why are you putting hip hop on trial? And if you want to put hip hop on trial for not protecting black women, put the world on trial for not protecting black women.
Right, but again, keeping it to the perspective of what this is, he's responding. He's responding
deep into something
in particular to a direct bar from this artist that was, he felt like, again, I don't think Kendrick said his name, but he felt like that was a shot at him.
It was.
Okay, so he responded to that in the way he responded. Yeah. Were points made in what Andrew Schulz was saying?
Sure.
That's all I'm speaking to. Points were made, but from who it's from, people have a problem.
No, but Rory's point is his points were made about the art form, not the person that attacked him.
Yeah.
No, he spoke about he spoke about his affiliations with people who have disrespected women, who have cases that they've assaulted women. Andrew Schulz spoke about all of that. He spoke about all of that in that rant. Don't just look at the clips. Go look at that whole thing. He directly, people that are directly affiliated with Kendrick, he spoke to.
We listen. We're Flagrant fans.
Yeah, I listened to Flagrant. I listened to the whole episode, and that's the thing. Like, there's clips going out, but it's like that whole episode is like a running thing of him jabbing at Kendrick, which I have nothing.
That's fine. Yeah.
So he's totally well.
He fucking raps about you,
but it's like it runs throughout the whole episode. That clip does not do it justice enough. He really goes at it, but I don't know. Shit, why the fuck not?
And, and we're also like micro analyzing a comedy rant. So like we're taking it a little too far, but I understand the outrage. Like I get why people are looking at him like, who the fuck are you to even bring up hip hop and its faults? That's all. If you want to bring up Kendrick Lamar's faults, that's fair because you guys have a back and forth. Like you said, Kendrick said something about him. He's allowed to reply any fucking way he wants. But what does hip hop have to do with this now?
So, all right. So on one hand, so Andrew Schulz can't speak on hip hop because he's a white man.
I never said that.
No, Rory's sitting right next to you.
So why can't Andrew Schulz speak on hip hop?
Because Andrew Schulz is not involved in the culture of hip hop. That's why.
Well, how is he not involved in the culture? I mean,
you mean what?
How is he not involved in the culture? Because he doesn't make music?
I don't think.
Just tell me. You can't say he's not involved in the culture and don't explain how he's not.
Andrew Schulz would 1000% be successful with or without Charlamagne. He is an extremely talented person. His success would happen no matter what. But he would not be in this culture had he not sat next to fucking Charlamagne in the beginning of his career. Schulz would have nothing to do with anything hip hop related if he was not sitting next to Charlamagne the God.
Yeah, but that's not fair because that's his life. That's what happened.
No, I know.
So then he is to what?
That's like me saying you would have nothing to do with the culture if Sha Money didn't hire you.
That's not true though. That's not true because Rory was raised in this culture. Like Rory.
To your point, I bought mad tickets.
But that's the difference. Like when people bring up white people in hip hop, right? And I'm all for gatekeeping culture. If you know Rory, you know Rory's story. Rory has been addicted to hip hop since he was a kid.
And you don't think Andrew Schulz has been?
No.
How do you know that?
I don't know.
When has he ever shared that? When has he ever shared his history?
He does that often on the show, and he grew up in New York City. Grew up here.
Everybody who grew up in New York City does not. New York City is not hip hop.
Listen to this show, like he does. Like,
people in the Midwest,
you can't just say that.
Yeah, I don't know Andrew Schulz's like origins.
Neither do I. And I don't want to.
I think, but that's the thing. Like,
but I can make an assumption.
They say often on the show,
we both can, but I'm not.
Everyone on that show.
You even agree with me, Jermaine?
No, I'm just saying I'm not going to sit here and say he's not a part of the culture. I don't know his background. I don't know. He might have been fucking BMX riding, tagging, graffiti tagging.
That's
he might
Adam 22.
I know Adam was doing, but I'm saying Schulz might have been a part of that as well. I'm saying I can't speak to that.
Adam 22 or Schulz is more involved in our culture.
I don't know what Schulz has done. I can't speak to that. So I can't say he hasn't, because then something to come out tomorrow where he was doing all kind of shit in the early 90s that I had no idea about, a part of the culture, and then I'll look like I got egg on my face. So I can't speak to that. You didn't know
Schulz was a B-boy?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about Andrew Schulz's origin. I don't know nothing much about it.
Could have been B-boy.
So can we talk about, because I think this is a conversation that needs to be had, and maybe we aren't the people to have it, but fuck it, we're here. What makes someone a part of the culture? What makes it okay for someone to even comment on our culture and be looked to and given clips and given attention for it? What makes you a part of the culture?
I can't answer that because it's not my place to answer. I've admittedly a fucking guest. I don't know who can say what. I'll listen to the people that can make those calls.
But also, like, if you listen,
I'm just commenting.
What makes anybody able to do that?
That's the question I just asked.
But anybody, whether, and not just Schulz, like particular anybody? What makes them a part of the culture?
That's the question I just